Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I wanted to go through and actually talk to you guys about what I think is going to be taking place on the shorter time frames with Bitcoin. Over the last week, we've pretty much strictly talked about the entire long-term basis of Bitcoin, giving you guys my ideas and thoughts on why I believe that our cycle low is in, and this is ultimately going to lead to accumulation. For today's video, we're going to be getting into the shorter time frames. I'm going to be talking about why I think that this is going to be a really good buying opportunity over this weekend to next week, why I think we're going to get a little pullback, and why anybody that's been waiting on the sidelines with money to buy could use this as an opportunity to get back into the market very soon. If you're new and just find this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the Discord server, or go ahead and download my free ebook. Links are going to be provided for you in the description. Go ahead and check out both. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And with that being said, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are to start off today's video, diving into Bitcoin on the 4-hour. Now when I'm watching this chart, we have actually got a move above this resistance, but to be completely honest, what this reminds me a little bit more like is kind of like the move we just went through here. Now we went through this range, we were kind of ping-ponging back and forth throughout here, and then the price finally moved past this resistance, right? That was when we consolidated here. And then that was obviously what led to another lower low. And while I don't actually believe that we're going to get another one of these lower lows that just came in like the last move, I still think that this is going to be a little bit more of a deviation. And most likely, this is going to come correcting back down. It'll definitely hit this red resistance, but my guess is it'll probably end up coming back down a little bit lower. You know, probably somewhere around 20,000 right down in here. And I really wouldn't be surprised if we came back down and retested the range lows at about 19,000. If we could get one massive sell-off in here. Really, guys, it's not important to know how low the sell-off is going to go, because there's really three different levels that we can hit. Level number one is this previous high or prior resistance at about 21,600. And then right in there, we have another midway point, I would say. Probably about right here. And that one's going to be at about 20,300. And then we have the low end of our range at about 19,000. So there's really three different levels that we can hit. The top of our range from the red box, you know, is basically 15%. And so from where we could see a drop, first level would be 10%, second level would be 16%, and then the range low would be about 20%. I think that no matter how low we go inside of this dip, I think that we should just do our part by, if we do have cash on the sidelines waiting to buy it, you should use it now. Now would be the time to be going back into the market. I think that this would be the good time. Speaking on the terms of what we talked about last week, how we were talking about the Pi cycle low being in. On top of that, this is the first time the crypto markets have ever retested a previous all-time high of a prior cycle. And we're doing this while resting upon the 200-week moving average. These are all major reasons to suspect that a low could be in, and I believe that it's going to be a major cycle low. I'm not saying that we can't, you know, break up for a little while and then come back down and retest this low and end up trending sideways for quite a few months, because that's something we've talked about as well. I'm just saying that with us being at what we perceive as a major cycle low, we know that, you know, long term, big picture, maybe a year, maybe 2 years from now, the price of Bitcoin is going to be substantially higher than what it is now. You know, maybe you have no idea what you should put your money in. Maybe you're too scared about certain altcoins, and that's definitely understandable. To which I would say, you know, pick Bitcoin or pick Ethereum if you're really struggling to know which altcoins. Obviously, there's other altcoins out there that you can choose from, but when we're talking about Bitcoin finding a major cycle low, any dip that we get should be looked at as a major buying opportunity. And the lower that this dip goes, the better the opportunity of buying is. But for the people that have been waiting, wanting to know when to buy, I honestly think that now the cycles are showing us that really a cycle low is going to be in at this point, even if we trend sideways for a few months. If that happens, you know, great. More power to everybody that wants to accumulate longer. But I honestly think that the best thing that we can do, once the signals have flashed, do our part to get in the market. Because if it's anything like, the 2018 bear market, which I think it's much different, everything's been so different so far. The 2018 bear market went sideways for only 3 months, and most people didn't even buy in that time because they were still too scared about the original crash. And that's how usually every single cycle low is. Not everybody's sitting there thinking to themselves, oh yeah, now's the time to be buying. They just went through the big sell-off. Bitcoin sold off 74% technically was this low. And so a lot of people are sitting there, not even trying to touch the stuff. And, that's fine. Maybe you're going to be the person that has to wait for further confirmation inside the cycles. But, I think that this is going to ultimately retrace a little bit further. And this is going to put us in another major opportunity of buying. A lot of people are going to be drawing this bearish. A lot of people are going to be saying that we're going to go to another fresh low. I just don't think that that's what our charts are telling us. Now, this is arguably one of the most important charts we can talk about. And what we talked about briefly in yesterday's video was this bearish divergence that was flashing. Now, this is something that really needs to play out if Bitcoin in the stock market is going to be stitching in any sort of type of bottom. But honestly, the type of price action that we were seeing with the dollar, seeing how parabolic it was going, especially with the last two impulses. This impulse here, when we first made a new high above this red box, and then this most recent impulse here. Both of these impulses were super strong, and to see us getting that bearish divergence between the last two right after a push into fresh highs, I honestly think that this signal is going to be strong enough for us to continue to fall through. Now, if we come to the shorter time frames on like the 4 hour, we can see that this looks like bearish market structure all the way through. This just looks like we're about to make a range flow failure on support. This is just consolidation before we break the range lows. And then we're going to be falling. We don't really have a target until all the way down to about 105, but it would most likely fall all the way to 104, just slightly under 105. Now, that is really stacking up for a move all the way back down to the retest of those highs. And from there, I think that that's going to be a really important point. Really, I'm not expecting a lot from Bitcoin, like I've stated multiple times. The end of the year will be most likely the time in which we finish any sort of accumulation structure and start the next cycle. But while the dollar is starting to sell off and while Bitcoin is starting to look like it's building a major cycle low, it would make sense that these two are going to actually line up in that way. And so while that's happening, while Bitcoin's breaking out, while we're going through this little rally heading into the winter, or what I should say is we're just basically building our base. We don't know how it's going to look. The dollar's going to be falling, and it's going to be coming all the way back down to basically retest this previous high. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. We could do this really quickly, depending on how big the Bitcoin move is, depending on how big the stock market move is. We're going to have to just watch and see. But I do believe that this is going to be a really important decision point for the market, as Bitcoin most likely ends up making a short-term high here. Maybe we make our first higher high, and then once the dollar hits this level, then Bitcoin pulls back, and we kind of go sideways for a while. We're not 100% sure what's going to happen, but this dollar chart has been super important with talking about prior Bitcoin cycles. I mean, this was the 2017 cycle, this was the 2020 cycle, and now with us sitting at this high, with us flashing some pretty decent divergence. We don't have it on a monthly signal, but with us showing divergence on the shorter time frames, if this rejects, that's ultimately going to show potentially another major cycle, or at least the beginning stages of one, depending on how our next couple months stack up. So anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. If you found value in this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing updates. If you guys want to join the Discord server or download my free ebook, links are going to be provided for you in the description for that. You guys can also sign up for my video course in Signals, follow all my private trades, all my NFT picks, things of that nature get posted inside my private group. Check it out. Links are in the description. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.